Hello, Jordan.
Hi, Chris.
Great to see you again.
Good to
Thank
see
you
you.
for coming back. Go ahead and have a seat.
Thank
Make yourself
you.
comfortable.
Thank you. So I just had a few questions before we get started. I just wanted to know what exactly your qualifications are for training, if you don't mind me asking.
No, that's a great question. And when you're considering a personal trainer, you should definitely ask those things. So I'm going to be finishing up my bachelor's degree in exercise science coming next fall.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. And then after that, I plan on pursuing my strength and conditioning specialist certification through the National Strength and Conditioning Association.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about what got you excited and ready to adapt exercise as a regular part of your life. I'm excited to hear what kind of provoked that.
I would just like to become overall more physically fit. I'm not a very active person, to be honest. And I also just kind of have a lack of general knowledge. I don't really know very much about basic exercising, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. I'm not very active outside of work or school, and I'd like to change that. I'd like to become more healthy. So.
That's I'm really happy to hear that. And I've helped a lot of clients with those exact same concerns. So that's why the goal from my program is to help equip my clients with both the knowledge, the skills, and the behaviors to make exercise a regular part of their life, and so that they could own it and reach their own fitness goals.
Great.
So with my 12-week program, I'm going to be covering all the major components of health. So that would be cardiorespiratory fitness, that would be strength, and then also flexibility.
Perfect.
So what I've created for my clients is with this 12-week program, you're going to have a weekly roadmap of what you'll be doing. So that includes specific exercises, the repetition, the intensity, which we'll go over a little bit later, and also instructions how to do them. You also have videos, and you also have sheets and tables to take with you when you go and exercise.
Great.
This way you could track your progress.
Okay.
And you could assess how well the program's working out for you.
Great.
I'm really excited that you're going to be adopting exercise, because there's so many benefits. Not only to your physical health, to your mental health, to help you manage stress. My personal story is when I was younger, I grew up with my grandparents. Wasn't very active, and my grandma was one heck of a baker. So of course I ate a lot of cakes and donuts because I was around. So I was pretty heavy. And I got to the point where I noticed that I didn't want to go to the beach, didn't want to take off my shirt. But long story short, I decided to include exercise and a good diet. I lost about 50 or 60 pounds.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. The biggest thing for me is I noticed how much it changed the quality of my life. So I felt more confident. I looked better in clothes. I had more energy. And I was overall more healthy. So that's what kind of got me into starting to work out. And another thing is, it has all those benefits, and it has very minimum risk. So the questionnaire that we filled out together, and just to remind you, it was the health, fitness, and the physical activity readiness questionnaire, which is used for both clients and really for personal trainers to assess the risk clients have to starting new exercise. And I got some great news. Your evaluation, you had no additional risks. So this
Great.
means that you could safely start exercising, which is
Great.
awesome. And then I'll make sure to tailor the program specifically to you so that we'll gradually increase exercise.
Okay, great.
So what I want to do now is go over some of the evaluations that we did before and kind of explain what they mean and how we're going to use that information to make a personalized 12-week program for you. Okay?
Great.
So one of the first things I want to go over is what's known as basic or resting cardiovascular measurements. So we measured a couple of different things. One was heart rate, and the other one was blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the American College of Sports Medicine, which is kind of the gold standard for finding averages,
Okay.
you are in the healthy range,
Great.
which is great. So by continuing to have a healthy diet and by incorporating exercise, you can help maintain that when you get older. And what we're going to be doing is using that heart rate to gauge different intensity for different fitness activities, specifically aerobic training. This way you can make sure you're working hard enough, but you're not overworking to help you reach your goals. So there was also a couple of other things that we looked at. Another one was body composition. So body composition can be broken up in a couple of different categories. In a 2-compartment model, you'll have the fat-free mass and the fat mass. And then we also looked at your waist circumference. So with your waist circumference, it gave you no additional risk factors to any types of diseases, which is good.
Okay.
And you also came up in the very lean 95th percentile. So that is very, very good. By having low body fat, it reduces your risk of developing different cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes. But you do need some fat. So I wouldn't recommend trying to lose any more weight.
Okay.
Because for females, it could be detrimental. It could actually have negative effects on menstrual cycle. So
Okay.
it's very lean, which is good. But by implementing exercise, we can maintain that muscle mass. There'll be a lot of benefits for you.
Great.
Another area that we looked at the flexibility and then different ranges of motion. And for the upper body, we had some areas of opportunity. We noticed that in the shoulder movements, we had limited abduction or adduction, flexion or extension for the shoulder. So with the program we create, we'll make sure to include flexibility exercises so we can help improve those.
Okay, great.
And the benefit of having flexibility is it aids in mobility, exercise performance, minimizing the chance of getting injury,
Right.
and it helps with also basic daily tasks as well. So there's a lot
Right.
of benefits. And then when we did the 1.5 mile run, we were estimating your what's called VO2 max. So what the VO2 max is pretty much the maximum amount of oxygen uptake your working muscles can have at any given time. And this is what personal trainers use to assess aerobic capacity.
Okay.
So yours, you had 39.38 millimeters per kilogram, and that puts you in the fair category,
Okay.
which is good. But what we can do is we'll be implementing different types of aerobic exercises like on the treadmill and running so that we can help improve that. And by having very good cardiovascular function, it'll help reduce the different types of cardiovascular diseases.
Right. Okay.
And then like I mentioned before, strength's a really big thing. We did a couple of muscle endurance tasks together, and we did push-ups, and ranked you in the very good muscle endurance, which is
Okay.
awesome, so you want to keep that up. And then also the curl-up test ranked you in the 19th percentile, which is well above average.
Okay.
So you're a very lean, mean fighting machine, which is great. So you can only imagine what exercise is going to do for you. So it's very
Right.
excited for you. And then of course muscle endurance is important for overall health. Increased muscle endurance can improve strength and balance, enable you to perform sport, work, and daily tasks before getting tired.
Okay. Great.
And one of the principles my programs are based off of, it's called progressive overload. So it's the idea that when you are doing a certain stimuli or exercise over and over again, your body will get used to it or adapts to it.
Right.
And so what you need to do is adjust the intensity, the volume, or the type of exercise so that your body will continue to change.
That makes sense.
And so in my program, we'll implement this to change different intensities, volume, or exercises just enough so that your body will continually change. Not too much, because that could result in overtraining, which could have a lot of negative effects on your goals. But not too minimal so not getting any gains.
Okay.
And then we'll follow a periodization type workout over the 12 weeks. And we'll have everything encompassed for you.
Great. Well, I can't wait to get started.
I know. Well,
I'm
we'll go
excited.
ahead. We'll go ahead and set up a date.
Okay.
There's some other things that we'll go over, and then we'll get this started for you.
All
I'm
right.
excited.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Me too. Thank you.
Thank you.